How to study in a smart, productive, effective way? Is it your question? Are you studying? Are you students? If you are not formally student, still you study. So are you reading or you are studying? This is the first question that we must keep in mind, that people they confuse reading and study. When they have, for example, a book in their hand or a screen in their hand and they are reading, so they think that they are studying. No, no way. Let us differentiate reading and study. Reading is only the first step of study, or one kind, like it may be 20, 25, or even 15% of study. How? Because we can also read, we can listen, we can observe, and we can experience. And then when we do it, then we inculcate, we memorize, we personalize, we internalize, we make it our own, and that is the second, maybe 20-25%. And then we have to express it in writing and speaking. So we have, three important stages. So if you are just reading, it is not study. It is only a tiny part. It is not just like the study that you are doing. So sometimes we deceive ourselves. We cheat on ourselves. And this is the mind game. Mind will be telling you, okay, take a book, start reading the book, read some kind of website. You are reading a screen, or you are scrolling, or you are just wasting your time in Facebook or social media or WhatsApp, and you think that you are studying. You are not studying, because study means very deep examination. When you are analyzing, when you are doing critical examination as a critical thinker, when you are evaluating, when you are doing objective analysis, when you are going deep and deep and deep in the topic, that is called study. Now when you go deep and deep, that maybe that you are reading somebody else, you are listening to somebody else, you are observing. For example, Newton, he became a big scientist, number two in the world, such a great person. So he was not that much studying or reading, but he was observing the nature, trees, fruit, apple, how the nature works. So observation is also the first step of study, and then experiences, experiments. When we conduct an experiment, when we experience, that is also informal education. As earlier we discussed that there are three types of education: formal education, informal education, and non-formal education. I have a special video here on education. What is education and what are the different types of education? So experience is also education. So it doesn't mean that you are just reading like bookworms all the time and you are studying. So how your study will become effective and productive, and how you can become a smart student or studious. There's again a difference between student and studious. We compare and we contrast, and sometimes we think that even only students should study. No, everybody can study. When you are going into a detailed examination and you want to deduct, you want to deduce, you want to become rational, you become empirical, you become practical, and you become spiritual, your spirituality, your energy, you are totally involved, you are totally focused, you are attentive. So your attention, your focus, your concentration, that makes you studious, because now you are listening to me in a very attentive mood, and you are totally concentrated that what Naeem Khan is saying about study. So this is the real study. If I'm speaking, and I'm speaking with total concentration, with total attention, with total focus, and my whole energy, my whole spirituality, my spirit, it is here right now, here talking on the topic of study. So that is study. Otherwise, I am just playing around and I am not so much focused. So that is not study. And the more important, the most difficult part. Wow, that is so difficult. Very difficult. Let us be ready mentally that what is the most difficult but very, very important, the more important part of study, that is expression. writing and speaking. Even memorization, inculcation, internalization, understanding, that is also difficult. But expression is more difficult than even understanding. When we are doing the mechanical physical part, we are listening, or we are reading, we are observing, we are experiencing. So this is one part. This is the mechanical or the physical part, because you have to take some book, you have to take some page, you have to listen to someone, you are reading a screen, website, anything. So that is the physical part. So you are doing it, your eyes, your ears, your body, your fingers, that is involved. And then the mental part starts, inculcation. When you inculcate, when you memorize, you learn, you understand, you get yourself educated. That is the second step. And the third one, terrible, terrific, gigantic. That is the colossal, the gigantic step, and that is expression. You have to appear in examinations to express your study. What did you learn? You have to write, you have to speak in viva or interview. And that is the final stamp on your study, the final stamp. When you appear in an examination, or you are appearing in the pre-examination tests, the pre-test, like your rehearsal, you are coming on the stage and you are preparing yourself for the real examination. You are expressing, you are writing, you are speaking, you are communicating, you are sharing your ideas with others. So that is another very, very not another, but that is the final stage. Because when your study is examined by another examiner, and the examiner puts the final stamp, yeah, you are passed, you have got the first position, you have got the second position. So that is in the real news, and that becomes objective reality. So let us summarize how you can become productive, how you can become effective, how you can become smart, study doing person, either studious or student. And that is that you read, you listen, you observe, you go for experience, experiment, number one. Number two, you inculcate, you memorize, you understand, you learn, you make yourself educated, you make yourself informed. You have data, you have information, you have knowledge, and you have inculcated, you have processed here in this central nervous system, in your brain, you have processed it. And now the last stage, that is expression, writing and speaking. Don't avoid writing and speaking. Don't avoid it, because that is your practice for the real examination. The more you practice writing, speaking, the more you will be sophisticated, the more you will be professional, and then you will be intelligent, and then you are a valuable person, you are a great person, you are a famous person. You have learned, you applied, you accomplished, you become famous, and when you leave this world, so you are leaving a legacy. You are not going to die like an animal. Naeem Khan, if I die one day, so this video is my legacy in YouTube. At least you will remember that he told us something interesting, energetic, dynamic. So let us promise today that our study will go through these three stages. Only reading, having book in your hand, that is counterproductive, and that is you are deceiving yourself. You are cheating on yourself. That I am reading and reading and reading and reading. No! Take it to your mind and then express it. And then you are completing the cycle of study. So I hope you got the message. I hope that you will be now becoming more studious. You will be examining what you are studying, what you are reading. You will be going into details, profound, deep details to reach to the reality. From the mountain, you are getting your diamonds, you are getting your pearls, you are getting, your precious stones, and then you are inculcating it, understanding it, and then you enjoy this whole process, and then you become smart. When you start enjoying, then you are smart. When I speak and I enjoy speaking, so I am a smart speaking. And if I don't enjoy it and I speak like this, and today our topic is study, so how to study, so I am not smart. So let us be smart. Thank you. Let me turn it off.